This morning, a new discovery inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. Behind these gigantic chevrons above the main entrance, for the first time, a look inside, a precise analysis, a real characterization of the North Face corridor.
Pyramids of Giza. Mystery is finally solved, and it's not good. The greatest archaeological mystery of all time may have finally been solved, and the implications are deeply concerning for humanity's understanding of our past and future. For centuries, the Pyramids of Giza have stood as monuments to human ingenuity and ancient Egyptian civilization. But recent groundbreaking discoveries using advanced radar tomography have revealed something that changes everything we thought we knew about these structures.
And the thing that's really going to unlock this hidden world is this fascinating study that uses something called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography.
On March 16th, researchers announced findings from synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography that penetrated deep beneath the Giza Plateau. What they discovered has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. The Great Pyramid isn't merely sitting on the surface as we've always believed. Massive structures extend down from its base into the bedrock to a depth of 648 meters, over 2,100 feet underground. 8 cylindrical wells arranged in parallel rows, containing intricate spiral pathways resembling enormous staircases, descend into the darkness. At the bottom of these wells lie 2 enormous cubic structures, each measuring approximately 80 meters in diameter. Even more astonishing, this entire network connects beneath the whole Giza Plateau, reaching depths of nearly 2 kilometers, over a mile beneath the surface. This completely shatters everything we've been told about ancient Egypt, says Graham Hancock, who has spent decades challenging mainstream archaeological narratives. The engineering required to create structures at these depths would challenge even our most advanced modern capabilities. This discovery makes it impossible to maintain the narrative that dynastic Egyptians built these structures as simple tombs. The engineering required to create something of this scale and precision at such depths is beyond what conventional archaeology attributes to ancient Egyptian civilization. For years, alternative researchers have proposed that the pyramids served functional purposes beyond burial monuments. Scientific tests have demonstrated that the Great Pyramid can concentrate electromagnetic energy within its chambers and beneath its base when stimulated with specific frequencies. Acoustic engineers have determined that certain chambers within the pyramid naturally resonate at 440 Hz. The design of relieving chambers above the king's chamber, with granite beams precisely tuned to vibrate at specific frequencies, suggests acoustic engineering far beyond what should have been possible for the dynastic Egyptians. When granite is vibrated at these frequencies, it can generate electrical current, explains Randall Carlson. The entire pyramid complex appears designed to amplify and channel Earth's natural electromagnetic field. The geometric precision of the Great Pyramid has always defied conventional explanation. Its alignment to true north is accurate to within a fraction of a degree. The ratio of its perimeter to height equals 2 pi. The latitude at which it stands, 29.9792458 degrees north, closely corresponds to the speed of light in a vacuum, 299,792,458 meters per second. What troubles many experts about the discovery is what it implies about human history and the cyclical nature of civilization. If an advanced civilization existed before recorded history and was somehow wiped out, leaving only their most robust structures behind, what does that tell us about our own civilization's fragility? Asks Joe Rogan. Are we repeating a cycle that's happened before?
The Great Pyramid of Giza is probably the most stunning of all these ancient structures.
Geological evidence supports the occurrence of a catastrophic event approximately 12,800 years ago, the Younger Dryas impact, that triggered rapid climate change and potentially destroyed advanced human societies. The weathering patterns on the Sphinx, which show signs of heavy rainfall erosion in what is now an arid desert, suggest it may be thousands of years older than conventional dating indicates. The underground structures also align with ancient traditions about chambers containing lost knowledge. The Hall of Records, mentioned in various esoteric texts, is said to contain the history and technological understanding of an advanced pre-flood civilization. For centuries, seekers have searched for this repository, which some believe lies beneath the Sphinx or the Giza Plateau. The interdimensional theory has also gained traction among some researchers. Throughout history, across diverse cultures, accounts exist of beings from other realms interacting with humanity. These entities aren't necessarily extraterrestrials from distant planets, but beings that exist in dimensions adjacent to our own. Biblical scholar Nate Sala points to passages like Ephesians 6:12, which speaks of rulers, authorities, and cosmic powers over this present darkness, suggesting that the Bible itself references beings from unseen realms influencing human affairs. The Bible clearly describes an unseen world that interacts with our physical reality, Salah explains. From a biblical perspective, the idea of interdimensional beings influencing ancient civilizations is actually more plausible than aliens traveling across the vast distances of space. The technology used to reveal these structures, synthetic aperture radar tomography, analyzes micro-movements generated by background seismic activity to create high-resolution images of subterranean features. This allows researchers to see through solid rock without excavation. The implications of this discovery extend far beyond archaeology. If the Great Pyramid was indeed an ancient power generation system, could we reverse engineer this technology? In an age of climate crisis and energy challenges, could solutions lie in technology developed thousands of years ago and subsequently lost? Moreover, if these structures contain records or knowledge from an advanced predecessor civilization, what might we learn about our origins? How might this reshape our understanding of human potential and history? The most troubling question may be, why was this knowledge lost? Did the catastrophe that ended this civilization also destroy most evidence of their existence? Or was this knowledge deliberately hidden because it was deemed too powerful or dangerous? Advanced technology isn't always beneficial, warns Elon Musk. We face similar questions today with AI and other emerging technologies.
It is fundamentally profound in that the smartest creatures, as far as you know, on this earth.
The power to transform civilization can also be the power to destroy it. Perhaps there are lessons in what happened to this ancient civilization that we urgently need to understand. As researchers continue analyzing these findings, we stand at the threshold of potentially the greatest paradigm shift in human history. The story we've told ourselves about our past, that civilization began with simple farming communities around 10,000 years ago and progressed in a relatively linear fashion to the present, appears increasingly unsupportable. Instead, we may need to consider a more cyclical view of human civilization, one where advanced societies have risen, reached technological heights, and then fallen, perhaps multiple times throughout Earth's history. Our own civilization may not represent the apex of human achievement, but merely the latest iteration in this cycle. The discovery beneath the Giza Plateau forces us to confront the possibility that our ancestors were far more sophisticated than we've acknowledged. It challenges the narrative of inevitable progress that underlies much of modern thought and raises profound questions about what we might have forgotten. This isn't just about rewriting history books. It's about recognizing patterns in the rise and fall of civilizations that might help us avoid the fate of those who came before us. As we stand in the shadow of the Great Pyramid today, we must now also consider what lies beneath our feet, a vast, intricate network of structures that may hold the key to both our past and our future. The greatest irony may be that while we've been searching the stars for signs of advanced intelligence, the evidence of a previous advanced civilization has been hiding beneath our feet all along. The truth about the pyramids could change everything we thought we knew about human capability and history. And we should approach this knowledge with both excitement and caution. Because the solution to the pyramid mystery might indeed reveal uncomfortable truths about our past and our future. What happens next depends on what we do with this knowledge, concludes Hancock. Will we learn from the past, or are we doomed to repeat it? The pyramids have stood for thousands of years, waiting for us to unlock their secrets. Now that we're beginning to understand what they truly are, the question is, are we ready for the truth? Could this turbocharged construction plan be the game changer Africa needs to tackle its massive housing crisis? Rapid construction with prefabrication. Rapid construction through prefabrication has become a game changer in modern building projects, especially in places where housing shortages are severe. Prefabrication means many parts of a home, such as walls and roofs, are made in a factory before being transported to the site for quick assembly. This technique cuts down both time and labor costs because everything snaps into place like puzzle pieces. In Africa, where millions of people struggle with high housing costs, this method offers a ray of hope. By producing essential components off-site, factories ensure strong, uniform quality control. On-site, local workers can assemble multiple houses in a fraction of the usual time. Reports say that developers manage to construct thousands of new homes within days, thus helping to ease the pressure on crowded cities. These houses often include solar-powered systems and enough space for small families to live comfortably. Another benefit is skill transfer. While Chinese engineers guide the initial building process, African builders learn advanced techniques they can use elsewhere. This fosters job growth and boosts economic activity, as workers earn wages and gain expertise. Critics question the long-term sustainability of such rapid expansion, but many agree it is an exciting development in areas with urgent housing needs. Overall, rapid construction with prefabrication showcases how technology and collaboration can transform struggling urban centers. As more nations see the value of this approach, further innovation could help solve housing crises worldwide. Addressing South Africa's housing crisis. South Africa's housing crisis has grown increasingly urgent due to a rapidly expanding population, limited economic resources, and deep inequalities. Although 3 million homes have been built since 1994, around 14% of the population remains homeless or living in precarious situations. This shortage is made worse by ongoing urban migration as people flock to cities like Johannesburg in search of jobs, only to find too few affordable housing options. At the heart of this struggle is a wide gap between those with stable incomes and those on the lower end of the social ladder who cannot afford rising rental costs. In response, South Africa is exploring innovative partnerships to tackle the crisis. One notable effort comes from a collaboration with Chinese developers using prefabricated building technology. By producing components off-site and transporting them for swift assembly, these projects can address housing gaps at a fraction of traditional construction time. These homes are also designed to be cost-effective, featuring solar power and efficient layouts to keep living expenses low. Moreover, the influx of new building methods offers a chance for skill transfer. Local laborers learn modern construction techniques, boosting the workforce's capabilities and stimulating regional economic growth. Community leaders see this as a potential win-win arrangement, provided long-term sustainability is ensured. By staying aware of potential pitfalls, such as over-reliance on external funding or political complexities, South Africa hopes to harness these new methods to create safe, affordable, and sustainable homes for its people. Affordable housing for low-income families. Affordable housing for low-income families is a major challenge in many countries, including South Africa, where the gap between wealthier and poorer households remains wide. Despite efforts to build millions of new houses since 1994, a large number of families still cannot afford decent accommodations. High construction costs, limited income, and rapid urban growth have all combined to create serious shortages, forcing many people into cramped or substandard living situations. Recent partnerships with Chinese construction firms highlight an interesting path forward, focusing on low-cost, prefabricated housing units that assemble quickly while keeping expenses down. By manufacturing walls and other components in specialized factories, workers simply transport them to the site and fit them together like puzzle pieces. This method not only reduces labor time, but also makes it possible reasonable to build homes even in areas with limited resources or challenging terrains. Low-income families benefit because prefabrication cuts down on overall expenses, allowing developers to sell or rent new properties at much more reasonable rates. Moreover, these developments often include eco-friendly designs, such as solar-powered energy systems, to help families save on monthly bills. For local communities, the chance to learn and apply newer building technologies can also lead to better job opportunities and skill advancement. At the same time, concerns remain about ensuring long-term quality and avoiding temporary solutions that might not last. However, by mixing government support, private investments, and grassroots collaboration, South Africa hopes to create a long-term fix. Small yet efficient homes. Small yet efficient homes are catching on worldwide. These compact dwellings pack essential comforts, living area, kitchen, bathroom, and bedroom, into a streamlined footprint. By focusing on clever design, they feel cozy instead of cramped. Families who favor smaller homes save on construction, utility bills, and upkeep, allowing tight budgets to stretch further. This approach also eases environmental impact by using fewer materials. Prefabricated building methods boost this trend, with home components made off-site for easy final assembly. This cuts labor costs and limits waste, while also speeding up the building process. Many small homes come equipped with solar panels, rainwater harvesting, or efficient insulation, further lowering expenses. Such features help families keep monthly bills manageable while living more sustainably. For low-income communities, smaller homes offer real hope. Lower material usage often translates to lower prices, making ownership possible for more people. In South Africa, for instance, Chinese developers use prefabrication to erect entire neighborhoods in days, showing how fast and flexible these projects can be. Local workers then gain new skills, strengthening the region's construction industry. With thoughtful planning, these homes can reduce overcrowding and create safer, more livable communities. Small yet efficient homes also represent a cultural shift. By trimming excess space, residents can focus on what truly matters: well-being, financial security, and community ties. When governments partner with builders to expand these initiatives, entire towns can benefit. Although concerns about long-term durability and infrastructure remain, these modest dwellings have already proven their worth. They stand as a smart option for tackling housing shortages without sacrificing dignity. It's finally time. Boosting local employment. Boosting local employment is essential for fueling economic growth and improving living standards in communities worldwide. When companies invest in skills training, job creation, and fair wages, it creates a ripple effect that uplifts entire regions. In South Africa, large-scale construction projects spearheaded by foreign firms have proven a powerful way to generate thousands of employment opportunities. Chinese developers, for instance, often partner with local authorities to build new homes while offering on-the-job training for workers. This collaboration not only creates immediate jobs, but also fosters lasting expertise in prefabricated and sustainable building methods. Residents who learn these skills can apply them to other local ventures, meaning more stable careers and a stronger marketplace overall. Foreign partnerships also bring new technologies and equipment, which helps modernize local industries and gives them a competitive edge. By prioritizing local hiring, many projects have ensured that as much as 95% of the workforce comes from the community itself. This approach not only allows money to circulate within the area, but also strengthens bonds across cultural and economic lines. When local economies thrive, people can afford better shelter, education, and healthcare, creating a virtuous cycle of progress. In the end, boosting local employment is about more than just putting people to work. It is a recipe for inclusive development. Strong community involvement, fair compensation, and skills training pave the way for stronger economies that can stand on their own. As more global projects invest in local talent, these regions become self-reliant, and the benefits reach far beyond any single construction site. It matters. Larger urban development projects. Larger urban development projects have become crucial for transforming fast-growing regions, especially in areas grappling with housing shortages and limited infrastructure. In South Africa, new city-scale initiatives are taking shape with help from foreign partners, including Chinese developers. One such plan involves building a sprawling metropolis on over 1,600 hectares of land, potentially accommodating around 100,000 residents. By balancing residential neighborhoods with commercial zones, parks, and other amenities, this forward-thinking design aims to offer a healthier, more organized environment than the overcrowded city centers many people flee. Developers expect to complete this massive project within 15 years, backed by billions of dollars in foreign investment. These ambitious ambitious undertakings bring several benefits. First, they create new job opportunities for local workers, who receive training in modern construction methods and can later apply these skills to similar ventures. Second, cutting-edge technologies such as prefabricated housing techniques allow for swift yet cost-effective construction, reducing wait times for families in dire need of homes. Third, newly established communities often feature green solutions, like solar panels and water-saving systems that can lower utility bills and lighten the environmental footprint. However, large urban projects also spark debate. Critics worry about potential cultural or political influences that foreign investors might exert, as well as the possibility of deepening income inequalities if high-priced developments dominate. To ensure inclusive growth, experts stress the need for transparent planning, equitable job distribution, and ongoing local engagement. Strengthening China-Africa relations. Strengthening China-Africa relations has become a major point of interest over the past 2 decades, driven by large-scale investments and a shared desire for growth. China's role in building critical infrastructure, ranging from roads and railways to massive housing projects, has opened new doors for African countries eager to modernize. In turn, Africa's abundance of natural resources and expanding markets appeals to China's global ambitions, leading to mutually beneficial ties that have only continued to deepen. One key factor behind this growing bond is the focus on construction projects that create jobs, improve living conditions, and transfer vital skills to local workers. By erecting entire cities, modern highways, and energy facilities, Chinese companies help African nations combat long-standing challenges like overcrowding and limited access to electricity. These initiatives also pave the way for greater trade opportunities, cutting travel times for goods and spurring local entrepreneurship. For Africa, this partnership represents a chance to climb the economic ladder, easing urban strain while boosting national productivity. Yet, these relations are not without complications. Some critics call China's influence a form of new colonialism, expressing fears about risky debts and perceived political sway. Nonetheless, many African leaders view collaboration with China as an opportunity to bypass outdated systems and build rapidly for future generations. By securing more robust infrastructure, they hope to attract further investment and empower local communities. Economic growth and skill development. China's large-scale building projects across Africa have fueled fresh levels of economic growth, with new housing benefiting countless local families. By launching major construction ventures in places like South Africa, which badly needs affordable homes, China connects local workers to modern building methods. Prefabricated technologies, for example, reduce construction time while ensuring consistent quality. Through direct mentorship and hands-on experience, Chinese experts share specialized knowledge, thereby raising local skill levels in engineering, logistics, and project management. This exchange of know-how also sparks growth in African industries linked to construction, such as materials manufacturing, transportation, and local services. When local workers learn to create and assemble prefabricated components, they discover new ways of cutting costs and expanding efficiency. Moreover, wages earned on these projects boost household purchasing power, raising demand for everyday products at street markets. Local governments, seeking to attract further investment, typically improve roads and utilities in emerging job hotspots, opening doors for other businesses. Over time, these steps attract more private and public sector partners, forming an upward cycle of development. As more workers become trained in technical fields, entire communities can lift themselves out of poverty. Small to medium enterprises grow around these new skill sets, creating a long-lasting economic foundation. Critics raise valid concerns about dependency or potential exploitation, but many Africans see this collaboration as a pragmatic route to building stronger economies. The key is ensuring transparency and fair labor practices, so both Chinese and African partners emerge stronger. Mixed reactions to China's role. China's growing presence in Africa has stirred a range of responses from local citizens, political leaders, and international observers. Many see clear benefits, like improved roads, new apartments, and increased job openings. Using advanced building techniques, China has helped some African nations close their housing gaps. This quick expansion is welcome in places where millions lack safe and affordable places to live. Moreover, local governments value the transfer of knowledge that comes with these projects, since African workers gain fresh construction and management skills. However, not everyone is pleased. Critics worry that China's rising influence may lead to a new colonialism, giving Beijing too much sway over politics and economies. Debt is another concern, as some African African countries could face financial troubles if they cannot repay Chinese loans on time. In addition, local businesses fear that cheaper Chinese imports and labor might undercut them, leaving smaller firms at risk. On top of that, some people question whether large housing projects will fit local culture or mainly serve outside interests. Despite these worries, many believe the positives can outweigh the negatives if managed with honesty and cooperation. To achieve that, African leaders must remain careful when entering deals, setting fair terms that protect national interests. Chinese firms should also respect local needs, hire local workers, and preserve the environment. Ultimately, the outcome depends on balanced partnerships that treat Africa as an equal player, rather than just a target for outside investment. A model for Africa's urbanization. Across Africa, rapid urban growth continues to bring challenges and opportunities. Thousands of people move to cities every day, causing demand for safe and affordable homes to rise. A possible way forward is emerging from China's success in quickly building low-cost housing through prefabrication. This approach stands out for its speed, lower costs, and job-boosting benefits. By making most house parts in factories and transporting them for fast assembly, China's method cuts construction time and helps families move in sooner. In South Africa, for example, developers have shown they can create new neighborhoods in record time, offering homes to people who once had no place to live. This prefabricated model can reshape how Africa addresses its housing crisis. With more multinational deals, African builders gain valuable skills, while local materials can be used to support domestic suppliers. Over time, these projects can spark further growth. When people have stable housing, they spend more money in their communities, which in turn creates jobs and boosts local businesses. City planners also learn to integrate green features like solar power or water-saving systems, making these neighborhoods more sustainable.
Believes Zimbabweans are capable of spearheading game-changing, first-of-a-kind innovations that challenge the world's traditional ways of doing things. President Mnangagwa said no one can take away that capability.
Africa's automotive scene has been undergoing a remarkable transformation, fueled by fresh ideas, impactful technologies, and determined entrepreneurs. Every day, production lines across the continent roll out around 30,000 newly made cars, some of which harness cutting-edge clean energy solutions that challenge traditional boundaries. Among these inspiring innovations is the self-powering vehicle conceptualized by Maxwell Chikumbutso in Zimbabwe.
The vehicle, it uses what we call the microsonic energy device. The microsonic energy device, it is the device that I personally invented in 2009, which harnesses radio frequencies, converted it into energy.
The goal is clear: provide reliable mobility while reducing costs and fostering homegrown profit. The spark of innovation. In recent years, Africa's automotive industry has captured global attention for its creativity and long-term potential. From newly established plants to inventive pioneers, the continent is showcasing a capacity to produce 30,000 cars a day that meet both local demands and some international export needs. At the heart of this growth lies the craving for mobility solutions that suit Africa's roads, budgets, and environmental goals. Over the past decade, governments and private entities have also channeled more funding into homegrown production, which fostered an environment where brilliant ideas could flourish.
South Africa has announced that it has been ruled out of the bidding for the production of a new model that would have created hundreds of new jobs because of the ongoing strike in the automotive sector.
A prime example of this spark can be found in Zimbabwe, where inventor Maxwell Chikumbutso has unveiled a vehicle that potentially runs on radio waves, thereby removing the need for gas or charging stations.
This is one of Chikumbutso's groundbreaking innovations. He calls it a self-powering electric vehicle, powered entirely by radio waves. This is the first of its kind in the world.
Though many still question how far-reaching this particular concept can become, it highlights a broader drive toward energy independence and self-sufficiency across the continent. In many ways, such ambitious ventures are precisely what ignite people's enthusiasm and cast a spotlight on the unique nature of African innovation. Historically, Africa was seen largely as a market for imported used cars, but that image is undergoing a notable rebrand. Locally made cars, in countries like South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, and Ghana, have proven that African firms can produce attractive models that satisfy everyday users. Large-scale automotive production has taken root in a range of assembly plants. Some are run by well-known global brands, others are wholly African-based operations. In either case, each factory contributes to the daily tally of 30,000 vehicles hitting the roads. A powerful push behind such progress stems from Africa's young and growing population. Young innovators and technicians are far more open to new approaches than previous generations. They see cars not just as means of transport, but also as symbols of regional development, platforms for personal expression, and stepping stones for future technological leaps.